We've come to the finale of our major series, flying 2-3 uniform, this plane behind me, all the way from Alaska down to Wisconsin to get the avionics upgraded. And we're on our final day, our final legs, and you guys get to come along. So let's jump in the airplane, take a trip back in time, and find out how this thing got here. Hey y'all, Chris Palmer here from Angle of Attack, and as you can see, we are in Angle of Attack HQ here in the hangar. We've got 2-3 uniform nestled in right behind us. She has made it home, and I want to show you guys how that journey ended, how that happened, and so we're going to take you through that. Of course, many of you have already been following along. You've been watching that process of the planning, the flying down through Alaska, Wisconsin. You've watched the avionics get upgraded and that whole process documented, and then of course, this journey up back to Alaska, a more challenging journey. And so here's the end, here's that finale, here's that, cherry on top that you guys have been waiting for in us finally getting home. So we're gonna take you through that today and show you what that's like. We have a lot in store for 2-3 uniform. We wanna move on and show you flight training here at our school. We wanna show you more Alaska adventures. And so, of course, we have to bring this series to a close before we can really do that. Because of an audio issue in the airplane, it's kind of hard to run all this technology while we're just trying to fly and do a challenging flight. I'm going to summarize the first few legs of the last day because we didn't have any audio for it. So we are going to show the departure from Whitehorse, Canada, crossing of the US border, the challenges we have on that leg, which lots of weather on that leg. Of course, the border crossing, checking in with customs. Then we'll fly on to Golcana, where I do one of the most challenging landings of my entire flying career. And then a beautiful last flight to Homer. So at the end there, we'll have some audio for you guys, and then we'll kind of move on from there. And that is the finale. So let's dive right in, and let's start off in Whitehorse, Canada.
Any last Canadian words while we're waiting on hold, Chris?
Hey.
Nice.
What else?
Timbits.
Timbits.
What happened to our Timbits?
Hockey. Beer.
Hockey.
They're in this snack bag.
Okay, good. I think I'm going to go easy on them.
You went a little too hard last night.
Yeah.
Hit a wall.
Could have been partially lack of sleep, partially sugar crash.
It was lack of sleep mostly.
Yeah.
But we'll blame the Timbits.
Yeah.
Okay. So, let's see, I think we got your E8. We have Daniel Bunker,
Yes.
Christopher Palmer.
Yes.
Now, what time are you leaving Whitehorse?
We're leaving in 10 minutes.
She'll be there. So, what's your ETA?
Our ETA is 1:50 p.m. your time.
All right, sir. So, we got your ETA at 13:50. I'm going to go ahead and update the flight status. The officer should be out there to meet you.
Okay. Okay, appreciate it.
And who's this?
This is Chris Palmer.
Palmer? Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep, bye. Starting off in Whitehorse, we filled up our fuel bags because we had calculated fuel for later. Where we fly into Alaska and check in Northway, they don't have fuel there. There is a fuel stop a couple miles down the road in Toke, but because of the runway length, we were not very confident in our takeoff performance to get over the trees and things there. So we were just a little bit concerned about that, and so we plan on taking fuel bags with us. So that's part of our first process. Fully loaded, taking off out of Whitehorse on a clearing morning. Is definitely more clear than the night before, and we started off into the fray. We knew from the outset that there was going to be some challenging weather ahead, and so we wanted to be really diligent about that. Of course, to the extent that we could, we did all of our flight planning, we did our weather briefings, and we figured out what challenges we had. It seemed like we were definitely going to be working with some marginal VFR, and that challenging weather started almost immediately. We couldn't fly over the road like we had planned because there were low clouds there, and so we decided to stay a little bit higher and a little bit offset from the road in order to stay away from the clouds. Of course, not a big surprise. We'd already seen that in the briefings and kind of knew that challenge going into this. So not such a huge issue. Again, we kind of knew that it was going to be a marginal VFR day. But there's one big challenge here in that this leg, there's really not a lot of weather reporting, and there really aren't very many airports. So the weather reporting is just kind of poor, and you kind of get what you get, and you can try to look, but you're still left to the devices of Mother Nature. There were points when the weather started to get worse, so we came to this one part of the lake, which was the absolute worst weather of all, where the road actually climbs a little bit, that's higher terrain, and of course that forces us to have a little less terrain clearance. So that's when we went through this pass. It's in an area called Haynes Junction, and it was pretty challenging. The weather just got a lot lower. It was mostly rain, but it really reduced the visibility down, and we had to get closer to the terrain. Of course, Daniel and I worked really well together as a crew. Daniel kept eyes outside, and I kept eyes on our terrain clearance and things like that. Just being an extra pair of eyes to make sure that with all the tools that we had, we could remain clear of terrain, we didn't have any obstacles, that sort of thing. And actually something did come up right away as we were flying through this little river valley that was a little bit lower, offset from the road. We actually came across a helicopter. So our traffic alert started to tell us that there was a helicopter just straight ahead, and that was a good warning because of course that helicopter was trying to get through the same difficult weather that we were in, and so they were staying lower as well. Ended up communicating with them, and we were offset, and everything worked out just fine. But that really squoze us through there. So as things progressed after that, we noticed that the ceiling started to come up, the weather started to get better, at least, you know, kind of marginal VFR still, but higher ceilings, weren't really worried about low clouds. But then this building problem started to happen, which we were already monitoring, but it was becoming a little bit more of a concern. And that is that we had some sustained winds, headwinds, that were working against us that were not forecast. So it's forecast we'd have about 5 knots of headwind. You know, we can deal with that, but we're talking we had 20 knots of headwind, and over the 3.5 hour flight that we would do, that is a big difference in what time your arrival is. Of course, when they talk about aviation, they say with time to spare, go by air, but in this case, we actually had an appointment at the border at that airport where an agent would be waiting for us, so we did have a sense of urgency to get where we were going on time. However, stuff happens, and we weren't super concerned about it, but it still kind of bothered me. So the way we mitigated that was we got lower on the road. We got at about 500 feet to see if we could get to a place where the wind was just a little bit less, and that actually did work. We were able to reduce it down just a little bit, and that helped with our flying. Of course, it's kind of cool to be down low and be able to see every little thing as you're flying along, see the cars, that sort of thing. But it doesn't leave you a lot of options, so I don't typically like to fly that way, although there are a lot of Super Cub pilots out there that would beg to differ that it's better to fly low and slow than up high. As a Cessna pilot, I guess I just kind of like the options, but in this case, we used it as a strategy to get less wind down low, so that kind of made sense. Now, although time was an issue, I wasn't super concerned about our fuel situation because of these new fuel senders that we have from SAIS. I talked about them a couple videos back, where I had kind of proved throughout the 20 plus hours, actually at this point about 30 plus hours of flying that we'd already done from Wisconsin, that everything was really accurate. So the numbers I was getting for fuel burn and fuel remaining was spot on, and I kind of knew at my destination how much I would have left in the tanks getting there. So in a different situation, I would be really concerned about the fuel as well on a really long flight like this with a headwind, but I had that extra little nudge, that extra little sense of security that my fuel situation was in good shape. Of course, we did plan on fueling up there. That's why we had the fuel bags. So as we progressed, I wanted to call out the border office and let them know we were going to be late. I tried to use the Bluetooth headset that I had from Bose and the Bluetooth through our PS Engineering audio panel. It's kind of cool. You can just connect all the way through and talk normally. However, I couldn't get a signal because that's such a remote area. So tried to do that. It's a good strategy if you can't talk to air traffic control or something, your radios aren't working, you can actually call them on the phone. That's definitely an option, but in this case, we weren't able to call them and tell them we're going to be late. So it is what it is. We said we'd be there, hopefully that they would wait for us. Now that we're a couple hours into the flight, of course, the weather's improving, the wind is actually dying down a little bit, the ceilings are coming up. It is forecast to get a lot better as we get into Northway, and we're working our way across the border. And things just really start to get pretty around here. There's these lakes, like hundreds of lakes that are just spread out with beautiful terrain, beautiful trees, and it was kind of this really nice welcome home because we knew we were crossing the border, and then suddenly everything just changed in a big way and was just a different sort of territory. We're back in the USA, and of course starts to get very warm because Alaska interior gets quite warm in the summertime. So it being the end of May, we definitely started to feel that warmth in the airplane, and we were very excited to be back in the USA. So I know we kind of breezed through this. It was just a little bit of a synopsis, but this flight, at least from startup to shutdown, was 3 hours and 48 minutes long, and it was a lot of work. This was a big challenge to fly through all this weather, deal with that headwind, flying over the road, like constantly making these decisions, and then of course having that external pressure to get to the border and check in with them. But we finally arrived in Northway, opened the doors, saw the border customs there after our landing at this really cool airport, kind of in the middle of nowhere. It's the first airport you come to in Alaska. And we checked in there with the gal from customs, and she was really nice and kind of said that she was actually grateful that we were late because she loved being out there alone and just enjoying the wilderness. And so I thought that was really interesting. She really enjoyed her job and liked being out there, so that was cool. So now let's get a little update on the ground live from when we were there. We made it to Northway, to Alaska, to the United States of America. Here we are. Just ended up filling up. Had a positive experience with U.S. Customs, and she got us checked in. Real nice lady. Had all of our ducks in a row. We also called ahead of time and told them that we would be late. Perfect day when the sun's out. You can feel the sun on your skin, just that perfect temperature. And yeah, we just got some extra fuel. We do need to do a fuel stop in Golcana, so we're going to be going and doing that now. And then hopefully on to Homer from there. Weather should be pretty good last time we looked, but we're going to do some flight planning now, some last second stuff, and head on. Daniel, what did you think about that flight?
Oh man, so good to be back. It was definitely work. There was some fun parts to it, but the weather really made it challenging. So happy to be back in America, man.
Those fuel bags that we filled up in Whitehorse, of course there's no fuel in Northway. We now fill up the airplane, or at least dump those bags into the fuel tanks. It won't take us all the way home, so we do plan another fuel stop in Golcana. That's our next stop. It's going to be about an hour and a half away. Of course, we've already flown 3.5, so we're a little less than halfway through our day, so there's still plenty of flying to do. Golcana has a nice long runway. The performance was just going to be better there, we thought. It'd be a good natural stop on the way home, since it is on the way. And as you can see on this leg, leaving Northway and crossing the mountains, the scenery was absolutely beautiful. The skies were basically clear at this point, and the mountains came out to play. Last time we went through this area, you may have remembered this, on the way down to Wisconsin, the weather was very challenging, and this time of year, it's a little bit different. You know, we just have clearer skies, and it's a gorgeous flight, and just seems like everything is going perfectly. Of course, now we're starting to get into this emotional high because we're getting really close to home, so we're getting very excited about that. We only have one more stop left, right, in Golcana for fuel, and then we can finally be home. However, as we started to look at the mountains and kind of read the terrain around us, we could tell it was really blowing. If there was any like dust piles around, or you know, like gravel pits or something, dust was being blown up, and we could see snow being blown off the mountains. That it was just clear that there was a lot of wind going on. So we started to check the weather again in Golcana, and it said that the winds were 15 gusting 25. That doesn't seem too bad, but we'll see. It really looks like it's blowing. So as we approach Golcana, we descend. It starts to get pretty turbulent, and we can see that our ground speed is really high. It's blowing more like 40, and Daniel gives this landing to me since he was a bit rusty at the time. He's much more proficient now, but a bit rusty at the time, you know, getting back into flying after a hiatus. Of course, on our journey, he's definitely getting his chops back. But this was going to take some serious proficiency and skill, and you're about to see why it took all of my skill and all of my experience to get this done. And it starts to become a real battle. I planned on landing only 1 notch of flaps, probably could have done none, and I just really wrestled this thing back and forth to keep our heading, to keep our altitude, to keep our attitude, to keep our power right, our airspeed right. It was a lot of work back and forth on every flight control, and it's so instinctual, you're really not thinking about it, you're just reacting to every little thing and flying the airplane as well as you can. So big power movements, whatever I needed to keep the airplane under control, and as you can see, it was just a lot of work. And I can tell you right now, and I'm not kidding about this when I say that this landing isn't fun at all, and I get no particular joy out of working in an airplane this much, but the airplane is really flying right on the edge. This is the edge of what the Cessna 172 is capable of, what you should be flying in with it, and it just wasn't comfortable. As you can see, after the taxi, after shutting down, I just kind of sit there and I am exasperated, kind of like, what just happened? And really, honestly, I'm contemplating whether we should even continue or if we should stop here, wait a while. And if we do make an attempt, if we do decide to do that, it really needs to be well thought out. So Daniel and I fill up the plane, do our flight plan, take a potty break, and then we're on to the next leg. We taxi out for takeoff, and I'm very careful, very slow, and being really diligent about my control deflections throughout the entire taxi. Now, I had a challenging landing. You're about to see one of the most challenging takeoffs I've ever done. Turbulent, wind shear, poor climb performance, just a big mixture of bad.
Oh my gosh. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. I'll take it.
A big updraft comes and lifts us up, and I take this opportunity while we have it to ride that as much as I can, because I'll take that performance. I need to climb.
I'm gonna climb into the wind as long as I can.
Yep.
Jeez, dude.
That was nuts.
Gosh.
Nice work. That was not easy.
No, it was not. Jeez. Going 44 knots. That's the ground.
Hallelujah. Look at that.
Golcana traffic, Skyhawk 2423 Informer, right hand turnout, climbing to the south, Golcana.
Well done.
Jeez, dude, shaking.
I know.
Are you shaking? I am.
Not as much as you are.
Jeez. Scariest part is that in between, between like stop and rotate, where the airplane doesn't have enough energy to act upon the wind by itself, and you're just like,
Yeah.
you know, until you get the speed, you're just at the mercy of the wind. I worked so hard that my move goal just...
Food? Or what is it?
Move goal?
Oh, move goal, yeah. Got like 1,200 steps out of that, huh?
Jeez. Okay, radio. Radio. I don't see anything here.
I'll get it for you.
Flight service is 22-1.
Okay. Wait.
No, you want to do something?
Yep.
Here, fly.
Okay.
Here, it's your flight leg.
Yeah, that's true.
Now that we're in the air, I call up flight service for a handful of items. I've already done my flight plan in ForeFlight and filed, but I need to get it activated. I like to file in ForeFlight and then activate it in person. And then we go beyond that as well and talk about a few other things.
K9 radio, Skyhawk 2423 uniform.
November 23 uniform, K9 radio. How can I help you?
Yeah, 23 uniform, we're just off Gocana. We have the flight plan on file. If you could open that for us, please, to Homer.
Close our last one.
November 23 uniform, roger. Your VFR flight plan is activated as of current time, 0050 Zulu. Pilot weather reports requested. British Air with a contact flight service. I do have Mr. Mountain Creation and turbulence along that route of flight. If I can update on those adverse conditions. Otherwise, have a great day.
And 23 uniform, while we have you on the line, how far down does the air met for turbulence extend?
Another 23 uniform to about Valdez.
Huh?
Oh, 8 p.m. He's saying altitude.
Yeah, 23 uniform, we're climbing, 6,500 is our altitude.
Wind 2008.
He was thinking.
23 uniform, thanks.
23 uniform, real quick question. Are you needing turbulence? What's your visibility out there at 6,500 feet?
Visibility, it's Cav OK, ceilings and visibility, but the turbulence is moderate.
Alright, November 23 uniform, I'll go ahead and put that pilot request out there. Thank you, sir. Once you get down to the Valdez area, you can contact Juno Radio 122.2 with any help. And then once you get on the other side of the mountain, Sadovia area, you can contact me on 226 if you need help, okay?
22-2, 22-6, thanks for the help, 2423 uniform.
Thinking ahead and how we should end this story, Daniel got to do the final landing into Oshkosh when we took the plane down there. And that was pretty significant because this was his plane before I bought it. And now we're coming full circle where now 2-3 uniform is my plane. I own it. I've paid for all of these upgrades. And I'll bring 2-3 uniform all the way home to landing.
I might tag team with you a little bit on this one. We'll see.
Absolutely. And I was going to suggest, and if you don't mind,
Yeah.
if you would let me do the landing in Homer.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Because you got to do the last landing to Wisconsin, I'll do the last landing to Homer and
Perfect.
complete the journey.
Sounds good.
What a journey, man.
Yeah. Big
Gosh.
time.
Today is like the pilot maker day. Jeez. Absolutely magical, beautiful, other words.
I think I know why we live here.
Yeah.
Okay,
Your
I'm gonna
controls?
take it. My
Okay.
controls, thank you.
Absolutely. Wow.
This is just surround sound.
Surround sound.
Awesomeness.
Wow, look at that huge glacier going up through
Yeah.
there.
Oh my gosh. All right, well here we are in Thompson Pass. We're back in Alaska. It's gorgeous. Let's check this out.
Well, this doesn't suck. Jeez, man, it's pretty magnificent through here.
This is amazing. What a way to end the trip, huh?
Yep. Who wants you to ride, just ride.
Yep. Oh, ride it, baby, ride!
It get real gnarly right here.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Just unreal. Even for Alaskans, we are wowing at the scenery.
Well, wow, it's hard to take a bad video here. It's just surround sound, mountains.
As we fly forward, the winds are calm, and we make our way toward Valdez and Thompson Pass just before that, and the scenery is spectacular and really, really put on a show for us.
Okay, well, we're rounding the corner here. Coming out of the mountains, and there is Valdez. We will be there shortly for the Valdez Stoll competition. Wow.
Beautiful glacier just right outside Valdez. So there's the glacier. There's the airport. The best location for an air show in the world.
Nice, we got a nice tailwind. Man, this was a good decision. First part was kind of bumpy, annoying, but
yep.
Now we're here.
I'll fly for a little bit.
Okay.
I hope you guys aren't getting bored of the stories, because the scenery is just out of this world. We hope you're enjoying it. Hopefully it brings a little peace to your day.
Oh, all that hard work taking off, man. Paid off.
Tell me about it.
Wow. That is Montague out there, and then Chinbrook we just went by. Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. If you take a look out the left side of the window, you'll see what we know as Glacier Island. It was formed by a glacier, as I've been told, and that kind of makes sense.
Wow. Those islands look great too.
And
have you ever done much on the, other than the 26th Glacier? Have you done much in Prince William Sound?
No.
Oh man, you need to come with us.
oh no.
You would just be blown away.
Yeah. I've only been to Whittier a couple times, and yeah.
Yeah, we need to get you on board.
Done.
For no good reason other than this is an amazing experience, here we wanted to officially get this amazing weather into a PIREP.
2423 uniform, we're currently 8,500 over Port Neliwan in Prince William Sound. And ceilings and visibility unlimited, negative turbulence.
November 2423, uniform Juno radio, pilot port, thank you for the pilot port. Cordova's last reported altimeter for you, 3005. Anything else I can help you with?
Yes, we'd like to modify our flight plan. We're over Port Neliwan now. We're going to be going direct to Seward and then direct Homer. And we are arriving at 7:15 local in Homer.
November 2423, uniform Juno radio, I'll show present position, direct Seward, direct Homer, ETA 7:15 local time. I'll make the amendment to your flight plan. Have a good flight.
23 uniform, thank you. Beautiful out here.
Wow.
Yeah, this is gorgeous.
November 23 uniform Juno radio, I will make those changes to your flight plan. Anything else I can help you with?
That's it. 23 uniform. Have a good day.
November 23 uniform Juno radio, you as well.
So we're less than an hour from home, and we can almost see home from where we are. It's just such a beautiful, clear day. And this is, out of all the flying we've done, all the way down to Wisconsin, all the way back through some of the most beautiful terrain you can fly in, this right here in our backyard is the most beautiful part of our entire flight, just right here within an hour of Angle of Attack HQ.
I see Homer. He too.
Home again, jiggity jog.
Already see the runway. Well, here's to the kickoff to the summer.
Yeah, man. Woo!
It's gonna be an awesome year. With
I know, we're just starting too, huh? Like, dang. Wow.
Truth be told, I might take a little break from flying for a week or so.
You might?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not. I'm flying tomorrow morning. Well, kind of.
Yeah, kind of. Well, actually, I'll probably, if the weather's good tomorrow, I'll probably fly Apollo. He's really excited.
Oh, yeah, he'll love it.
He's really pumped.
All right.
You ready?
It's all you.
Wow, okay. That's it.
Bring her home.
Let's bring her on home, buddy. That feels weird.
Oh, man. What a journey.
What a journey. What a couple weeks it's been.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Thanks for inviting me along to this
Absolutely.
epic thing, man.
Amazing it's worked out
Yep.
so well.
Oh, my gosh.
It was so beautiful, Daniel got this perfect shot of us landing on the runway. And yes, that is slathered in sarcasm.
Homer traffic, 2-3 uniform, short final, 2-2 Homer. Good girl.
Good girl, you made it all the way back. Boy.
I can't see. Oh, there it is. There it is coming in. Woohoo! Say woohoo!
Grab it on in.
Apollo, can you say woohoo?
Nice.
There's the fam.
As we clear the runway, I see my little family. They're just so excited to see me. They're running around, just pumped. In their eyes, I must be a knight in shining armor returning home from battle. They were just so excited to see me.
That's your mom, huh?
Yeah.
That's cool. Oh my gosh. Oh, here
so
they come.
Hello! Hi, come here!
Oh my gosh.
Wow! Come up here! Oh my gosh!
You like it?
It's all like new, brand new. Hey, buddy. Hi, Ruby.
Your dad's pretty awesome, man.
Go up there,
Alright folks, after such a big journey, I want to take the opportunity to directly and vocally just share my gratitude for you for being part of this journey. It's been really cool to have you along for this, to hear your comments, to hear how excited you are. So many people were so pumped about the process of upgrading 2-3 uniform and how much work went into that. So it's definitely something that's very new for YouTube. I really haven't seen a series like this before, and I wouldn't even say that I intentionally knew it was going to be this big of a process before I even got into it. But man, the journey's been awesome, and I just want to thank you for helping us out and for being there to motivate us along the way and for being really excited about it. So first, a big thanks to you. Now, I also want to thank our sponsors and how much they've helped us. Of course, this process, as you guys saw, was huge. We went to New View Technologies down in Oshkosh, and they did such an awesome job on this. You can go back and see those videos if you haven't already. And if you're in the lower 48 and you want a quality shop, make sure to give them a call, talk about your project, tell them that we sent you, and they're just awesome. So make sure to go talk to them. Of course, we have other people that helped us along the way, other companies, and so I'd like to actually go through a list and name those people. Garmin was one of those big supporters for this project, and I just want to thank them publicly as well. We are a Garmin ambassador now. We are. So Garmin just has really done well with this technology. After having flown this airplane a while now, since having gotten back, I'm just amazed at how modern of a platform this airplane is, and so is everyone that's flown with me. So just very happy with what we got from Garmin and the relationship we're building with them. So now I'm going to go down the list of other folks that we've worked with, and this isn't in any particular order of importance, but I'm just going to try to name everyone that has helped us along the way. And if I left you out, I'm sorry. I definitely did my due diligence and tried to find everyone that gave us every little thing for this project. So just wanted to call some of these people out and thank them. So PS Engineering, thank you for the intercom and radio. We've got the size fuel senders, which I talked about. Rosin visors, those are great for blocking the sun from your eyes. Articulating visors. Aeroleds for the LED landing and taxi light and the wigwag. Those are absolutely awesome. Nimbus panels for the powder coated panel with that nice logo across it. They did such a great job. Aviation X aircraft interiors for the yoke wrap. Thank you, Oscar. Those yoke wraps get probably the most compliments out of everything. Berkshire Instruments for the instrument overhauls for the original 6-pack instruments that we left in the airplane. Artex ELTs. McFarlane Aviation for all the control cables. Thank you, John, for all of your help there and collaborating with us. Really appreciate it. Flight Flicks for on-ship power and camera mounts. They did an awesome job with us, helped set us up before we even went down, and so we captured all this wonderful footage. And Flight Cam as well for mounts and cables. Pivot Case for the iPad mount and case, which is very central to our process. And with that, ForeFlight, man, I could not have done this trip without ForeFlight. I can't even imagine. That's just kind of where I'm at with things. It was just so integral to our journey. So thanks, ForeFlight. Just that package with ForeFlight, having it right there all the time on the panel with the pivot case is just so helpful. And PlaneLogix for the logbook digitization, which you guys are going to hear more about in the future. All of these people really helped us out a whole lot, and I can't thank them enough. So again, thanks to you. And next, we have a lot more to share here at Angle of Attack. The journey is just getting started. This one is coming to a close, but there's much more ahead. We're of course still soldiering on with our online ground schools and constantly updating those, making those nicer. We have many Alaska flying adventures ahead. Just a lot of ideas ruminating in my head and things I want to show you guys. So again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being a part of this journey. I'm very excited to be done with this series, to have 2-3 uniform here, and really appreciate it. And go ahead and leave a comment and let me know what this series meant to you and what your favorite part was. And I'm going to now send this off to me in the moment after we were done with this flight and kind of the emotions that were hitting me as we finished up. So let's take it there and let's finish off with Chris Palmer from the past. All right, folks, that is a wrap. I am back at the Angle of Attack nest, and really grateful to be home, grateful for the journey. Really happy that Daniel could come along with me. It just worked out so well. You know, that was a very challenging journey, I have to say. It tested all of our skills. We grew as aviators and tried our best to make good decisions, avoid hazardous attitudes, you know, stretch ourselves in terms of the knowledge and everything that we were using to get ourselves through. And man, it was a journey. I'm a bit stunned, but I'm very happy to be home and very eager to get home to my family. So thanks so much for following along. Make sure to like this video and check out the entire series if you liked it. And make sure to follow us and hit that notification bell as well. Until next time, throttle on.